Well, hello. So this is my first time filming a review. I've made videos in the past, but they're not about watches and they're completely irrelevant. But I would like to get more into making watch reviews, but until then I have to purchase a tripod, I don't have any. I went on Amazon and they're like $25. I'm not going to spend that much. So maybe I'll go to Aliexpress and get one. But until then, I'm just going to be here on my floor. I've got this dust bag from Y3 that I'm going to be holding the watch on, and I've got some notes that I took here, and yeah, that's just going to be the setup for now until we get more professional, so it might be a little shaky. I apologize. Alright, so before we get into anything, I'll first show you the watch that I'm wearing now. It's my daily, a Grand Seiko quartz, 34 millimeters, and I have a 7-inch wrist. So I'm going to take that off really quickly, and then I will show you the watch that we're reviewing. So here it is. It is a, Rolex, or a Folex, if you will, so F-A-U-X, L-E-X. So it's a Rolex Homage, called Pink Cohome, or Pink Cohome. Hard to know what they meant with it. These Chinese watches tend to have very strange names. And yeah. So first, let's get into the box. It comes with this box right here. Very small layout paper. Comes with this little piece of foam, and then it comes with this piece right here, which it had a additional part on here where you would connect plastic and it would turn and it would screw, and then you could hold down the watch, but I found it to be useless. I would just took the piece out and I put it into the little holes on the side of the watch here, right here. There's little holes, not on this side, it's on this side. I did it all myself, I've never done this before. You take it and you just put it right here into these little holes and you push it out, and then you have to be extremely careful, and you hold it and you put, you remove the links. So these are the links that are removed, and then you put it back together, and it's kind of effort, you know. If I had an actual stand that's not this little piece, it would make a lot more sense, but this is just stupid. There's no real way to hold it. It's just pointless. Whatever. So yes, all right, let's get into the pros and cons. I have a list here. Let's start out with the price. Okay, it was $26, which is fairly good. Definitely the cheapest watch I have owned ever, minus one really stupid watch that I bought on eBay for $2, and that was garbage, and the glass was absolutely garbage. It cracked in a week or something, and the movement was garbage, and everything about it was just horrible. Don't buy $2 watches on eBay. Okay, so $26. It said it would take a month to arrive. It actually only took 2 weeks to get to the US. It might have been a week and a half, I can't remember entirely, but yeah, it was pretty quick. Came in a nice package. It also had a return address to Texas, so maybe you can return it to Texas really quickly and easily, but I don't know. There was no reason to. So yeah, I thought this was the best colorway. There was also a black or a white dial or something, and then there was a two-tone. But the thing about cheap watches is that when they try to emulate gold color, it's just impossible. Because if you've ever seen an Invicta fake gold watch or a fake two-tone watch, it's just so ugly. The gold color that they use is just not real gold. Compared to the brownness of gold is just, it's impossible for them to get the exact hue of gold. It just looks cheap and bad and horrible. So blue definitely looks the best. These are Arabic numerals, apparently. Yeah, I'm trying to like focus. Yeah, so pros. Clasp. Okay, the clasp is really nice, like really nice. Okay, let me try to show you. Okay, well, it's actually nice and bad at the same time, but we'll get to that in the cons. So personally, I think that this clasp is really good. It only has one side where you do it, like lock it in. On my Grand Seiko here, it has two, so you have to squeeze here. Also have a different Rolex Homage that I bought that has like a part right here where you like lift it up and then you do the double lock. Maybe it's actually better to have double locks, I don't know, but whatever. Single lock just feels nice, in my opinion. Feels really nice to open. Really quick and easy. So when you put it on your wrist, I'm just trying to set my phone down and put it on really quickly. I'd say overall this is like a pretty good fit. If I had to go down like half a link, that would be really nice, but I don't think that's possible, so I think it's okay for what it is. It's a little bit, you know, whatever. But the thing is, this is kind of like a vintage Rolex Homage, so if you've ever tried on any Datejusts, like actual Rolex Datejusts, they kind of feel exactly like this. So they're not as shiny, first of all, they're not as shiny, but old vintage Rolexes, like the Rolex Oyster Quartz and the Datejust and whatever, they kind of look exactly like this. They kind of feel exactly like this. Hello. And yeah, this really stays true to like that sort of feeling. Okay, so the thing, like, also the clasp, the bracelet, they kind of have like a when you hold up the bracelet, you can't really show it on this. Okay, but if you hold it up, like, it'll either stay like this if it's a new bracelet, or it'll go down like this if it has been like worn out and stretched out. So a lot of the vintage ones are really stretched out, and this kind of like feels that way. But in reality, this is brand new, and it just has like a cheap feel to it. So whatever. I like that. I like that it's light. It's a nice size, okay? So if you have a 36mm Datejust, if you have a 7-inch wrist, 6.5, whatever, I think that the 36mm Datejust, or any type of 36mm watch, fits perfectly on your wrist. At least for me it does. 40, way too big. 38, still too big in my opinion. This watch over here, for reference, this Seiko is a size 34mm. So if you look them together, the dials are about the same size, but then the bezel here just accounts for a little bit more in the crown too. So this is more like a 40 crown size. I don't have like calipers, so I can't really tell you the exact size, but you know, it's pretty relative, not that big of a deal. So yeah, okay, so next pro I have is that it's actually an automatic watch, and when you set this watch, it's really easy to set. You just pull out the crown here and you turn it either left or right and you set it. No hassle, really. And if you want to set the date, you just pull it out. There's two settings, okay? The furthest setting is the clock, and then the second to last setting is the date. And for a couple of days I was like, what the heck do you do? How do you like actually set this date? Because I kept turning it like clockwise and it wasn't working. You actually have to turn it counterclockwise. I don't know if that's normal because a lot of my watches don't have any date windows on there, but counterclockwise, if you turn it clockwise, it does nothing. Okay, so really easy to set. I'm not going to do it because I don't have a tripod, like I said, but whatever. Okay, there are some issues with the face, but we'll get to that. Yeah, so another thing, movement, okay. I don't know if you can tell, but on here, you can definitely see at least 3 jewels, so that's good. I'm not saying that there's a lot of jewels in this. No one ever claimed that there was. It's definitely a Chinese movement. It says steel, stainless steel, water resistant. I wouldn't trust it, okay? I wouldn't even take this in the shower. Any cheap watches from China or anywhere, I would never trust their water resistance, and I would expect none of you to, okay? Please please do not ruin a watch. You know, you like any designer watches, please do not just take them in the water unless they've actually been tested and know that they're actually water resistant, because you'll absolutely ruin any sort of designer or cheap watch, because come on, they're mass made, they're definitely not going to be water resistant. That's just some sort of crap that they put on their website for you to buy the watch. Okay, this watch, it just says automatic here. It says Pink Cohome automatic, and there's no water resistance. It doesn't say WR bar or anything, so keep that in mind. Okay, that's more of a con, but yeah. Anyway, price $26, shipped with tax, 7% tax, came out to like $26.55. Really good deal. I don't think it's on sale. Sale ends like this weekend. I don't know, maybe it ended today. I have no idea. I haven't actually purchased anything with the sale, but $26.55, pretty good. Not a bad price at all. Okay, so this is an automatic movement. It's a Chinese movement. I've said this, but I will take this watch and I'll set it in the morning and I'll wear it all day, and then it still has kept like relatively perfect time. I'm not going to say that the seconds were absolutely the same, but I haven't actually tested like if it was exactly to the seconds, and I don't even care. Okay, as long as the minute is the same as my other watches, I don't care. Okay, there is a con where you actually have to like grind it every night or every morning, but that's kind of how it is with an automatic watch. That's why I usually use quartz watches, which have like, this one has a 4-year battery life, so I just don't have to worry about it, and it's also like a very superior movement to any sort of automatic or manual wind watches on the market, just because it's a Grand Seiko. So that's why I bought it. This one was more about having a Datejust, because I personally think that the Datejust 36 is like the perfect watch, period. Perfect watch. Okay. So that's about it for the cons. I mean the pros. Let's get to the cons. The name is really weird. Okay. Pink Cohome. Cohome. I don't know if it's like Pink Cohome, like a Spanish word, or if it's like Pink Cohome, like this watch is my second home. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. They could have just called it a Folex, like F-A-U-X-L-E-X. That would have made like way more sense in my opinion. But for some reason, the Chinese just like come up with the weirdest names possible, and they're just like, yep, that's the watch. Okay. Second thing is, as I already mentioned, this tool. It's fine. Okay. It's fine. It's really difficult to like put the little pins into the bracelet, but it's fine overall. This thing here, stupid, pointless, don't use it. There's no point to it. Okay. When I was wearing this after taking the pins out, I don't know if I put the pins on it incorrectly, but as you can see here, you have to like push the pins out here and then put them in on the other side, and I did that, and then I was carrying the watch around and one of the pins fell out and I lost it forever, and that was that. So I had to take one out of my spare pieces here and put it back in, and so far it's been good. Okay, haven't lost any since, but so far it's been all right. It's also a huge pain to like remove these pins and to have like a single piece of the bracelet and like trying to get it on there. It's a huge pain. I had to use the help of my mom. She like helped me. So there's that. But we did it. It took like 5 minutes. Not a huge time amount, but it was still a pain. I don't want to do it again. So, and the bracelet is pretty cheap. Like, it feels cheap, like I mentioned. It's like a vintage Rolex that's kind of like lived out its days. But Clasp, I think, is nice. I saw that like people were complaining about the Clasp, but I think it's good enough. Whatever, it's good enough. Okay. So it definitely looks like the watch that it's trying to emulate. So I don't see a problem with that. Next con is the water resistance, like I mentioned. Don't trust it. Don't take this in the shower. Don't take this in the rain. All right, you can take it in the rain if you want, but like, if water gets under there, literally do not blame the company, okay? Like, you paid 26 bucks for this watch. Don't expect it to be good. Don't expect it to be water resistant. Don't expect whatever. Just don't. Like, it's $26, okay? Chill. Okay, so next con is about the face, the dial here. You can see these hands fairly well. They're shiny. So if it's like pretty much light out, you can see the time, no problem. Whatever. You see that white there on the hands? There is no lume on there, absolutely none. So if it goes dark, you're not going to see anything at all. It's going to be black. And yeah, kind of an issue. There's no lume on any of these indices here. There's no lume anywhere. None. None whatsoever. And also, well, I don't know if anyone can actually read Arabic numerals. I certainly can't. I don't think you buy this watch to read it, okay? You know, you see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 little thingies here. You just imagine it to be a watch that has nothing, and you just tell the time based on what it is. So right now it says it's about like 2:22 or so. Whatever. 2:22, good enough for me. Okay. This one's set to 2:21. This might be a minute behind. I don't know. I have to keep changing it because I keep changing time zones all the time. So maybe I should get GMT. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, there's that. Nothing really else to say about this watch. Let's just get to the bottom line and then end the video. So, overall, it cost $26 for this watch. It's got a nice weight to it. It's vintage. It looks good. It's a little bit too shiny to be an actual like vintage piece, in my opinion, but it's whatever. You know, it kind of looks like a cheap watch from afar. It looks like a good watch. You know, my big thing is that like it's gonna break, okay, but I don't care. You know, I don't expect this movement to last more than a year. Whatever, doesn't matter. And if I take it in the rain, it's probably gonna rust. It's probably gonna break. It's probably gonna die soon. I don't know how long it's gonna last. For now, it's working. Maybe it'll last 20 years. Whatever. Who cares? I don't. Okay. I have many other watches that I own. This is just something to tide me over until I can buy an actual Datejust, not with Arabic numerals that's like going to be $80,000 or $40,000 or some insane amount of money that I would never pay ever unless I were super rich, and I don't really see that happening. So yeah, maybe I'll buy a Datejust in the future for like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Until then, I'm just gonna have this, and it looks good. You know, for what it is, it looks good. When this thing dies, and I know it will, I'm just gonna wear it as a bracelet. I don't even care if it says time. I've got my phone. I can use my phone to tell time. I've got wall clocks in my house. I don't know if people actually have wall clocks in their house anymore, but hey, they're cool. I like wall clocks, you know? Like, there's nothing wrong with them. You know, I've got a grandfather clock in my hallway. It's just sitting there. You know, that thing tells the time. Okay? This is not going to be my main time thing. This is just going to be nice. You know, it feels nice on my wrist. It feels like a nice bracelet. I'm going to wear it. I'm not going to think too much about it. Yeah. So I've got about like 20 watches at least. And I kind of switch between them. This right here is my main 80% on my wrist time type watch. I have other watches that I could have shown, but like, I don't think it's necessary. These two are like very similar. My other watches are larger. They are automatic, but it's just a completely different type of thing, okay? Just nobody probably owns this watch. Nobody who's watching this. But just try to think of this comparison as like two simple watches, okay? So overall, I think it's a great value for the money. It's worth it for $26. Just buy it, wear it, you know. If this is the most expensive watch you can afford, hey, it's good, but don't expect it to last, you know. If you want a nice watch, I'd spend at least $100 on a nice vintage, like Seiko 5 or King Seiko, or, you know, buy 5 of these, interchange them out a little bit, you know, but don't expect it to be your main watch forever. All right, that's basically it. I'm gonna end it here, and hopefully I'll have another review. I have a Rolex Submariner Homage that I'm gonna make a video on too, so we're gonna do that maybe right now, maybe tomorrow, whatever. But we're gonna have that, and I'm gonna hopefully get a tripod from Aliexpress soon enough. And also watch box. I saw some on there for relatively cheap, so I'm gonna pick up one of those. Probably do a review on that, maybe. I don't know. Depends if you like it. You know, tell me. Do you want the video to be less shaky? I'll definitely pick up a tripod if that's the case. I don't have anything to record other than my phone, but I think it looks all right. You know, it's probably gonna be a little bit blurry. That's just how it is. You know, for now. You know, if I get big like WatchBots, if I get massive like WatchBots, then I'll think about upgrading my phone setup. But I know he actually records on an iPhone. I've seen it in the reflection. So yeah, that's it for me. I'm just on my floor here, and let me know in the comments what you think, and I'm out.